My thoughts on raising minimum wage in America, or for lack of a better term, is a terrible idea. I think it's a very bad idea, very kind hearted, well placed, but bad idea. I say that because it is the exact invert of Reaganomics. If you're not familiar with that term, it was coined in the 80s when President Reagan thought that it would be a revolutionary idea to give financial incentives to the upper class citizens of the U.S. who were already established millionaires and billionaires. Um, Reagan believed that by handing over money to the ones who knew how to use it, so to say, the wealth would then trickle down to the other two socioeconomic classes, which also gave birth to the term the trickle down effect. Now, the problem with this, people, is that the rich don't stay rich by spending money. The rich tend to stay rich by investing their money and saving their money. Needless to say, the wealth never trickle down. I say that this is the invert of Reaganomics because the government again is attempting to give money to the socio-economic class that will, for the majority, neglect to utilize it to its full capability. Now, the first thing that someone who is used to making $7.35 an hour is going to think when their pay is suddenly doubled is, where can I spend it? They're going to funnel that money back into the economy, stimulating the businesses of already well off individuals or the upper class. This will probably explain why you can see an individual who makes $20,000 a year walking around in several different pair of $150 tennis shoes, or $1,000 handbags purchased by someone whose rent is $30 a month, or someone with $100 T-shirt on and they can't even pronounce the name of the designer who produced the T-shirt. But when you see an actual billionaire on television, they're dressed like their outfit came straight from Marshalls or Ross. Now, the primary difference, in my opinion, uh, between the classes is going to be the thought process. Now, a millionaire thinks differently from someone who makes $60,000 a year. And the thought process of someone making $60,000 a year is going to be different from someone who's making minimum wage. Um, the millionaires tend to think about how to stay rich and how can I pass this wealth on to my children, so on and so forth. Um, the middle class tend to stress about how to climb out of debt and become more financially stable and eventually into the top 1%, or the upper class, so to say. While the lower economic class tend to believe that there's an invisible ceiling that they can't uh, get past, so they may as well spend the money while they have it because they can't take it with them. They aren't necessarily looking for a career path, they're looking for a good job. Um, Economists and politicians are arguing that this pay increase will lower the poverty level. That is a bunch of political garbage designed to help you feel better about being screwed. Um, they slap a bunch of figures and pie charts in front of you, and they know damn well you're not going to read it with high hopes of just believing whatever the hell they're telling you. Um, you don't even need to be an astute individual to know you're being screwed. You just need feeling from the waist down. Hell, I mean, it's all political jargon. I mean, why not give a pay raise to the individuals working two and three jobs to support their families? Why not give it to the individuals who are being shipped overseas for their third tour in Iraq? Why not give a pay raise to individuals who are spending 20 and 30 years paying back student loans? Why not give a pay raise to individuals who are attempting to pay off a 30-year mortgage? Why not give a pay raise to the citizens who spend their entire lives paying taxes, providing for their families, voting for changes, staying out of prison, going bankrupt at the end of their lives because they've gotten sick and can't afford to pay their medical expenses? I'll tell you why it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because the middle class knows exactly what to do with that money. They are the quintessential burden bearers of American society today. I mean, we're basically footing the bill. I mean, the middle class are basically footing the bill that no one else is. Now, quite naturally, they will begin to unload the burden that they've been bearing for so long. They're going to start paying off debt. They're going to start raising their credit scores. They're going to start their own businesses. They're going to retire sooner. Ladies and gentlemen, what happens when the debt that the debt collectors are collecting no longer exists? They're going to start running out of business. Um, the top 1% isn't going to be so exclusive anymore because you'll have more and more millionaires and business minded individuals in America. Now, I'm not 100% against raising the minimum wage because I do understand that there are individuals who have their minds made up to do and be something. They have bills, they have families, so on and so forth. I understand I'm not a cruel hearted individual, but I do believe that it is a ploy by politicians and economists to essentially pacify um, certain classes to say, look, I gave it a shot. I tried. I gave it, I gave it a good go. I did something while I was in office, or I attempted to do something while I was in office, which is, I guess, okay because politicians are in business to stay in business, for lack of a better phrase. I mean, if I've offended anyone by posting this, and I'm probably sure I have, please feel free to keep your opinion to your damn self because frankly, I don't care. Now, if you're someone whose opinion I value, that would be some family members, and some friends. If you guys care to differ passionately, please feel free to call me or inbox me. I mean, that's my opinion.